Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely fantastic news. I mean, it really, really is fantastic. This is ABC News. Trump reaches career high approval, and then, of course, yet faces a range of re-election risks. Okay. Bolstered by a strong economy, Donald Trump reaches the highest job approval of his career in the latest ABC News Washington Post poll and runs competitively for re-election against 4 of 5 possible Democratic contenders. Okay, so then it goes, yet he remains broadly unpopular across personal and professional measures. What? Okay, marking his vulnerabilities in the 2020 election. 44% of Americans approve of Trump's overall job performance, up a slight 5 percentage points, from April 2nd, April and 2 points better than his peak early in his presidency. Still 53% disapprove. Fine. 44% considering. Let's look at the Washington Post. So that's ABC. That's the ABC website. So Trump highest approval rating. Washington Post, aided by a strong economy, Trump approval rises. Okay, but a majority also see him as unpresidential. Okay, Washington Examiner, Trump gets highest job approval rating of presidency. This is so great. Why am I laughing? I'll tell you in a second. President Trump scored the highest approval rating he has ever gotten in office, according to a new poll. 44% of Americans approve of Trump's performance in the latest ABC News Washington Post survey. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm just so happy and giddy with this news. You have people devoting their souls, their lives, their beings to just trying to undermine President Trump. And this was even before he became president. And William Barr and John Durham, like every politician, well, they're not politicians, but like everyone in government, are run by political momentum. This is fantastic news. By the way, Hillary's running, so sorry. Had to ruin the party right now. I'll get to that later. And she's going to win the nomination. Both Bill and Hillary essentially control the Democratic Party. Anyway, you know that's going to happen. When it does, just tell everyone that I'm telling you Hillary's running again. You think they're... Okay, I don't want to get into it. The Washington Post, the New York Times, MSNBC, CNN, almost everyone in Hollywood. I mean, it's almost a prerequisite in Hollywood. The guy had, 15 seasons of The Apprentice, something like that. So Hollywood has to distance itself from Trump. How many seasons in The Apprentice? Let's see here. How many seasons Apprentice? So, 15. There you go. 15 seasons. 15 seasons. Okay. It's just so interesting. You get 15 seasons of The Apprentice. And it's like, anyway, Trump on most of them. Look, the point is, ladies and gentlemen, that he's conquered Hollywood. They can't stand. They're pretending that they have to distance themselves from him. He's this monster. He's this ogre. conquered politics. Okay, well, my goodness, he stands for everything horrible. That's why Peter Strzok said we will stop Trump. That's why William Barr and John Durham are going to find out how many criminals there are. How many criminals tried to undermine a duly elected president, tried to set up and frame a president and everyone in his campaign. That is another story that I always focus on. The issue here is that this is Trump's presidency and his re-election against Clinton will be fantastic in so many ways. They're going to drive themselves to actually beyond the point of madness into an abyss of just chaotic, pathetic, depressing. I don't even know. They're gonna drive themselves into such madness when they lose again. See, the thing is, the Democratic Party is at an existential crisis right now. And President Trump's 44% approval rating, the highest of his presidency, shows this. Trump is on the offensive. You have William Barr and John Durham finding out the crimes. I mean, it'll be easy to find out. Strzok, Comey, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, all of them fabricated a hoax. He never worked with Russia. That's why he wasn't indicted. Clinton, on the other hand, that was a cover-up. She committed crimes. Transferred top secret and special access program intelligence, which is a fact. How do we know? Because even James Comey said that. And he said, well, she didn't mean to have the top secret and special access program intelligence on servers outside of the United States government, almost certainly hacked by the entire planet. They were running on Microsoft Exchange software. When you have the entire American political establishment, American media, global media, the UK ambassador just tried to disparage Trump recently. When you have all of this, the full weight, actually the United States government was turned against Trump. Comey, McCabe, Brennan, Clapper, all of them. They turned the U.S. government against Trump. So look, he overcame and battled and conquered, or at least I should say, he is winning against overwhelming odds because the average American wants a good economy. The average American wants foreign policy where you have an achievement like being the first president to visit, to enter North Korea. If President Obama had done that, if Bush had done that, or if Clinton had won and she had done that, oh my God, could you imagine the fanfare? Oh my God, three Nobel Prizes, give as many Nobel Prizes as possible, just for Clinton. But it's President Trump, oh yeah. They disregard every achievement during his presidency and a great economy and foreign policy achievements like the First Step Act. We can go on forever. Twitter is slowly leading to the decay, the moral decay of the Democratic Party, which is fantastic. Because these are the people who think that they're the smartest individuals in the room. Oh my God, you have to listen to them. They have the right to condemn you. But if it's Justin Fairfax, or if it's Keith Ellison, or if it's Bill Clinton, or if it's, everyone, what's his name just recently who got arrested? Okay. Democrats are the most vile bunch of political, insidious political creatures. And is Trump perfect? No, he's not. He's not perfect. Are there things that I would like him not to do? Sure. And people have said, oh, HA, if they go after him, it's fair game. I would like him. If a woman says something against him, derogatory, disparaging, I would like him not to respond back, but he does. That's part of his charm. I would rather not. Now that could be considered, oh my God, offensive by a different standard. Well, hey, you should treat everyone equally. If I were president, someone disparaged me who was a woman, I wouldn't go, after it. But you know what? He runs by a different drum beat, the beat of his own drummer. And they can't stand him. He's the antithesis of everything they're trying to remake society to be. It's pretty fantastic. They look at him and they say, my God, we're being led by the antithesis of everything we believe in. It's actually beautiful. Because the reality is he's not racist. You never heard... Floyd Mayweather Jr. said something very, very profound. He said, they were asking him, I think he was like, who is he being interviewed by? And I wrote an article about Floyd Mayweather Jr., the most dominant athlete and boxer of all time. It's actually in the and it's in the description section of this of every segment I have. It's in the Huffington Post. Sometimes I have a couple articles in the sports section. I had it when I used to write and get published in the Huffington Post. Anyway, read that article and tell me what you think. But that's in the description section. Anyway, Floyd Mayweather Jr. said, you never heard about Donald Trump being racist prior to him running for the presidency. Why is that? Because he's not. Now, Clinton, on the other hand, Clinton referred to, yes, she did, Mahatma Gandhi. Yes, she did that. She went there. She stated in a horrible joke that he was a gas station attendant. And that's the New York Times. And then she said, she apologized for that. David Plouffe stated what she did was the most offensive and shameful fear-mongering of the election in 2008 when Clinton's campaign spread a photo of President Obama in African attire. She took advantage of the birther myth. Trump was wrong with that. So was Clinton. But the way that Democrats paint Trump, it's like they're living in their own reality. And they still can't get him below 44%. And they have done everything possible. Something like 90-something% of the media coverage on Trump is negative. I mean, it's truly astounding. I mean, we're actually witnessing a first in American media and political history. Or maybe world history. You have the popular, like, when you think of, like, punk music, what is punk now? Punk would be supporting Trump. I mean, it's just the truth. I love punk music. I love the Ramones. I love just, But what is punk music now? I mean, what is punk mentality now? It would be supporting Trump. It wouldn't be hating on Trump. Everyone's doing that. Everyone's doing that. So, I mean, the Ramones, the Pistols, we can go on, Dead Kennedys, we can go on forever with different bands. But one of the things that made them punk music special is that it would anger the establishment. Well, what angers the establishment more than supporting Trump? What angers the establishment? What angers the dominant mentality of what normality and civilized behavior is than wearing a MAGA hat or supporting Trump? Now, to them, they think that it's like this abomination. They actually create and fabricate any horrible event that took place Oh, the tiki torches, Trump did that. An atrocity takes place, Trump did that. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. What happens is they look at horrible events, and because they hate and can't stand Trump, they ascribe what they don't like about him to why the event took place. Oh, well, he's speaking subliminally to all the horrible people. He never needed the votes of Tiki Torch people. Hate to break it to you, programmed zombie Democrats. Michigan and Pennsylvania haven't voted for a Republican since 1988. Wisconsin hasn't voted for a Republican since 1984 in a presidential election. They voted for President Obama twice. They voted for Bill Clinton twice. Okay, and they also voted for John Kerry. And they chose Trump over Clinton. Now, Clinton's going to run again. And it's going to drive them all mad when they lose. And I'm talking like they're not going to know what to do with themselves. The Democratic Party will implode. Twitter will be the most hilarious place in the history of mankind. Who knows how they're going to react? Who knows what country they're going to blame? Okay? Who knows what they're going to do prior to that to try to make Clinton a viable candidate because she's running again. All of this is a charade and a farce. Let everyone know H.A. Goodman has told the world. I mean, I can only, I wrote about it in the Times of Israel. It's in the articles below in the pinned comment. I wrote about it in the Huffington Post in 2017, stating that 8 years of Trump's going to take place and Clinton 2020 is a reality. I explain exactly why Clinton's going to run in the Times of Israel. In the pinned comment, every day I devote like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe more, because I'm like obsessed over this because I know what's going to take place. You're not going to have a political machine relinquish power and influence that easily. And people, she's not running. She's not. Why? Because you think you would be stunned by it. You would be surprised. She's not running. Dude. That's what it is. Dude. H.A. Dude. She's not running. Dude, she's running. Yeah. And William Barr and John Durham know that the higher his favorability ratings or his rating, his poll numbers go, and when he wins the election, he will have the opportunity. So there very likely will be indictments before the election, but almost certainly most of the indictments will take place after the election. And I'm telling you, Clinton eventually, when it's all said and done, it's inevitable that she gets indicted because she's committed too many crimes. Okay, you can't use servers outside the United States government, and you can't engage in campaign finance violations by funneling money through a law firm to pay for a Steele dossier. This is all like information that like makes the heads of liberals implode. What? Campaign finance violation? He's opposition research. It was fine. No. His servers, but her emails. It's okay. Don't worry. And I'm telling you, you have to enjoy it. When Clinton decides to run, which means that she'll win the nomination, there is no running, really. When she decides to become nominee, that's what I should say from now on. When Clinton decides to become nominee, there is no political process we have in our country, at least on the left. When Clinton decides to become nominee, she will say, okay, I'm running, which means that she becomes nominee of the Democratic Party. They don't have a political party. They live on Twitter. They have their own Twitter reality. And even Nancy Pelosi, completely dissed AOC and the two other freshmen congresswomen, which is hilarious. It's at a point right now where AOC is doing a lot more damage to the Democratic Party, which is great. which is fantastic. Every tweet is, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, guess what? 500,000 retweets later. That's so great. Oh, the truth, the wisdom. Oh, okay. That's the thing, like, for the next year and a half, do what I do. Just coast. Talk about John Durham, or William Barr. Okay. We're peeling the layers of all this, they've set up and framed President Trump. Don't get too into it with let me tell you, somebody on the left disses me, disparages me, writes a hit piece, does a segment on me. I will, with kid gloves, respond. Possibly. Maybe I'll just not respond, which is unlike me, for the next year and a half. And just relax. Let them do what they want. Let them do what they want. What? Don't rub it in that Clinton's going to run and they're going to vote for Clinton, like all the YouTubers who are like, Medicare for all, man. These are the people who don't like me. There are certain people who want Medicare for all, and I respect them, and I have nothing but good things to say about them. The YouTubers who don't like me, who want Medicare for all, the Medicare for all, man, people, who tell their viewers to vote for Clinton in swing states and happen to preside possibly over, I don't know, political, whatever. I'm not going to get into whatever, $1 million being funneled from campaign money into 2 LLCs, which is what AOC's campaign is accused of doing. I'm not going to get into that. Next year and a half, you just roll with the punches. Roll with the punches and just focus on the election where Clinton loses again. Oh, wow, that'd be amazing. Amazing. That night alone will be amazing. You think election night in 2020 is going to be Biden? Oh, well, we thought Biden would win. Oh my God, what a shock to us. This was such a shock. My goodness, Biden and Kristen Gillibrand, what a great team. The dynamic duo, everyone loved them. Ah, Trump and Russia again. Oh. Come on. Willie Brown already, he knows. San Francisco mayor, one of the most powerful people in the Democratic Party. Okay? Why did 85-year-old man, one of the most accomplished, powerful people within the Democratic Party, why did he write out of nowhere? It's like he didn't even have to. What did he read? The San Francisco Chronicle, I believe it was. Check out my segment a couple days back. Why did he write that nobody in the debates can defeat Trump, including who, his friend with benefits? Why did he have to write that? It's because that's how Democrats do things. It's a cult around Madam Cyberhack. It's an extension of Bill and Hillary. It's my extension. What's up? That's what I'm talking about. Everybody, I want you to just look at that extension and vote Democrat. So anyway, you know what? Feel good today. Feel great. This week's going to be fantastic. This year and a half is going to be fantastic because there's nothing that they can do. Now, there's nothing that they can do to Trump that they haven't already done. And they're very likely going to rebrand Clinton into some kind of, human-like form. And everyone's going to be like, oh my God, she's so relatable now. This is fantastic. And then the progressives, some of them, the ones who actually do what I did and decide not to vote, they'll be like ostracized and shunned and disparaged beyond belief on, you're a Trump supporter. That's what they like, even if they're not like, no, I'm not. I'm just not voting for Clinton. Oh, you're just voting. I always knew about you. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be the great progressive liberal purge where anyone who doesn't fall in line, it'll be like, you're another A.J. Goodman. I knew you. That's what when I had a Twitter account, I don't, thank God. Thank God I don't. Thank God I also deleted Facebook. But that's how they argue. They argue. So it'll be like two people on the left. Two progressives, two people on the left, two anarchists, socialists, whatever. Two liberals. And they'll be like, I'm not sure about, Clinton actually, and be like, oh my God, Trump's so horrible. I'm just thinking of voting for Clinton. What? Clinton? I'd never vote for Clinton. You'd let Trump win? I'm not saying I would let Trump win, but I wouldn't vote for Clinton. You know what? I knew you were a tiki torch person. What? No, I'm really on the left. What are you talking about? You're a tiki torch Trumper. You're a tiki torch Trumper. That's it. I'm blocking you. What are you talking about? Blasphemy. That's how they work. It's all like this. It's all semantics is everything to them. Nomenclature is everything to them. They run on that. They run on they run on that type of thing. It's a very, very the left runs on groupthink, which is why you can't deviate from. Very few people on the left deviated from the Russian, the Russian hacking nonsense. Look what they did to Michael Tracy. Okay. Look what they tried to do to me. And then I just was like, you know what? Actually, Trump's a very good president, so I'm actually going to just become a Trump supporter because he's a good president, so I don't care what you think. But who knows? Aaron Mate is a great journalist. Many of them are going to turn on him also. Okay. I love Tim Pool. I watch Tim Pool all the time. He gets heat from the left also. He's on the left, or he's, a progressive on many issues. But that's the way they roll. And they're going to implode. And when I mean implode, it's going to be frightening. It could be dangerous. It'll definitely be frightening. It'll possibly be the most amusing thing that's ever happened in political history if it's not, dangerous. It depends how they'll lash out. I know I'm like, it's almost as if I'm talking to myself, but you have to think about it, though. They lose to Trump again. Where do they go from there? Where do they go? They actually go more conservative, which will be hilarious also. Because, you're not going to see this kind of like, oh, everyone's outraged over things, and, you can't do this, you can't say this, you can't say that. That's actually not going to be, the Democrats are going to say, oh, my God. And then you'll see the Connor Lamb and Tulsi Gabbard mentality, where they'll focus more on foreign policy that isn't interventionist foreign policy. That's, people never understood, whatever, nobody knows who I am, but the people who try to disparage me on the left, they never got that I focused on foreign policy first and foremost. I still do, which is why Trump's a great president. Look what he's accomplished. Look what he hasn't done. That's what they also don't understand. He hasn't done what Obama did in Libya and Clinton and Biden did. He hasn't done what Bush did to the Middle East. He hasn't done a whole bunch of things that they did. Obama spent $500 million for like 10 rebels, something like that, like 5 rebels. So we can go on forever. Give me your thoughts below. This is just a rambling segment on, I just can't, it's just so interesting. It's so interesting to see how powerless media is. It really, really is interesting to see how powerless they are. And yet they think of themselves as, they're deciding the fate and the course of U.S. history. They're not. The media is a minor footnote, not a tiny footnote. In many ways, an obstacle. A tiny little speed bump on the road to the American future. Their only goal at this point right now, their only goal is to serve as a public relations apparatus for the Democratic Party. That's it. That's it. And they still can't. They're completely. The UK ambassador called Trump inept. They're completely inept. They can't achieve any of their they can't achieve their number one objective, which is to take down Trump. They can't do it. And every article is Trump. Did you see what he did with the tanks on 4th of July? Did you see what he did? Trump. They're driving themselves crazy. It's hilarious. Oh, Trump. It's like you long for the days of President Obama, who let his Secretary of State have a server outside the United States government. Servers destroyed a country, actually, in Libya. We can go on forever. There are great many scandals that were just never focused on by media. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Check out my latest in the Jerusalem Post. That is below in the pinned comment. Please share that everywhere. It's very important to me. It's about AOC's latest nonsense. That's in the Jerusalem Post. And my latest article in the Federalist that was talked about by Rush Limbaugh for 2 days straight. Please share that everywhere. And if you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon link is below in the pinned comment. Your support is greatly, greatly appreciated. Enjoy, you know what? Let's enjoy it together the next year and a half and beyond. Okay, because it'll be really interesting when Trump wins again. It'll be really interesting to see what happens with Democrats and media and the wonderful intelligence community. And it'll also be interesting to see what happens when the indictments take place, because they will take place. People committed many crimes. And the media will jettison all the wonderful intelligence officials they love so much. And suddenly the Democrats will be all alone. No intelligence officials, because they'll be indicted, many of them. Media will have left them. So what will they have? What will they have? They're not going to implement Medicare for all, because they're obviously lying about that. They own the House. They could pass a Medicare for all bill tomorrow and have Trump veto it. They're lying about that. So what do they have? They have no policies and they talk about, these grandiose policies. They're not feasible. And if they are feasible, they're certainly not engaging in them, and they're not voting on them. They have the House to themselves, the House of Representatives. They can pass the Medicare for all bill. They're not abolishing ICE, all of these, campaign slogans. President Obama presided over the largest expansion of oil and gas production. So what do they have there? They take oil and gas money. So then what do they have? They can pontificate about climate change. But see, all of this, the hysterics and the moral, high horse, the getting on this this moralistic, foundation where they soapbox. That's not going to work after they lost 2 elections straight. And then the media kind of moves away from them, actually gives Trump, somewhat here and there more favorable coverage. Because the media and the intelligence community, they're like, serpents. They just slither towards the safest space or the most advantageous space possible or place possible. So obviously when Trump wins again, they're not going to be the same voices for the Democratic Party and for liberals as they were prior to Trump winning. So now what they've done is they've tried to erase Trump's victory in 2016. There's even one hashtags like Justice for 2016. One of the it's like one of the slogans on the left. People go on Twitter and just put hashtag run Hillary run or Clinton 2020 or Hillary 2020. You'll see there are people who are really, really, they're ready. They're praying every day for Clinton to run, as am I. She will. I'm just saying there's not going to be a happier person in the country than me, than H.A. Goodman. Because the thing is, when I was on the left, I kept telling people, you don't have a political party. It's really just 2 people. Bill and Hillary. And they're like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? And then when it happens again, pretty much I was right about that. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so very much for watching, for enjoying my segments. If you've lasted this long, 35 minutes, I do appreciate. I just appreciate you watching. And, the best thing you could do is just share, these segments. And I'm just happy that we're almost at 150,000 subs. This is great, I'm not affiliated with a major, 4 or 5 million sub channel. I'm doing this all on my own with your help and with you. And I'm not, where on the left, I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters. I didn't care about all the hit pieces that the actual Daily Beast liberal publications, people obsessed over me, just write hit piece over hit piece. I didn't care. So, I don't pander to people, and I became a Trump supporter, which is an abomination to people on the left. And I know that he's a good president. He's good, just objectively a good president. So I don't pander to, I just do my own thing. And doing my own thing, I've been able to build this channel. My writing is doing great. So, and, I'm just very, very happy that I'm able to, enjoy the political mayhem with you. So thank you so very much for watching. To my 37 minute crowd, thank you. Give me your thoughts below. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Thank you.